Hello, everybody. Hello, ladies. I see there's some of you in the chat. I'm going to wait until it's for sure that you can hear us, but I am here with my guest, Mrs. Fiona O'Hagan. Say hi.
Hi.
And everyone you're watching, you're going to love her accent as much as we do. So we're going to jump into it. I have no outline tonight. This is just me and Fiona talking, having a good time, talking about different stuff. She has quite the testimony, so we're going to get into her testimony and things, and we're going to do a giveaway at the end again. I just now remembered it. So stay to the end, and then we'll do a question, maybe a question regarding some of the stuff she talks about with Ireland. So let's just wait to the end. So be here for the whole thing. All right, so let's get into it. So Miss Fiona is married to Brother Clive O'Hagan, and they have 2 boys. You want to talk about your family a little bit?
So my husband is Clive, and we have 2 boys. Niall is 15 and Oisin is 10. So we live in Cork in Southern Ireland, so it's down the bottom. We've been married for nearly 20 years, 18 years. I don't know, 18 years, but we're together 28 years. So we're together a long time.
Yep, because we're like almost married the same exact time. Almost exactly. Just I think we have you beat by a year.
Yeah,
is that right?
You were 01, we were 02.
Yep. So yes, Fiona is a very pretty name. Jessica said.
Oh, thank you. I'm nervous. I'll be fine in a few minutes.
I could tell she's been psyching herself out the last 10 minutes. Yeah. She made an Irish stew, which was really good, and brought it over for supper. And she did really well with that. But on the drive over here, I could tell she was getting a little nervous. Yeah. I'm like, it's fine. They're all nice. See, look, Morgan's watching.
Hi, Morgan.
So they are one of the O'Hagans. Brother Clive has been listening to Pastor Anderson. They found my husband, listened to my husband for a long time, and decided to make a visit. And they made their first visit last year for the big soul winning marathon.
Yeah. Right? So my husband started listening to. He was researching all about finance and the New World Order and everything, and he came across After the Tribulation by Pastor Anderson, and that's how he got saved. And he just heard Pastor Anderson's gospel presentation, and then he got saved. And then he came across your husband, and then the Soul Winning Marathon was on in 2018, and he said, how about we go to that? And I was like, okay. Yeah. And we arrived, and I didn't know who you were, I didn't know who your husband was, and after about an hour, it was like
not even a day.
Yeah,
they're like those people. There's some people that you just walk in and you like instantly connect with, and that was their family. Their family just felt like we just consider them members of our church, and even though they live in Ireland. So, but tell me a little bit about your testimony. You said something about your husband's. But he was saved before you, correct?
He was saved before me. So Clive was saved in around 2013, and then the following February, I got saved. So basically, I was brought up a Catholic, and I was bringing my 2 boys up a Catholic. Clive wasn't really anything. He'd been brought up Catholic, but he wasn't practicing. So our boys, my oldest boy would have made his first Holy Communion, and all my family are Catholic, and all my friends and everybody around me. So when my husband came in and said, oh, he said he was going to buy a book. And I said, oh, okay. And then when he came home, I said, what book did you buy? And he said, the Bible. And I was like, what Bible? Because we just had our our prayer book, and you didn't have a Catholic Bible. When you went to church, when you went to mass, you just sat and listened to the priest. So anyway, my husband started to try and give me the gospel, and then I thought he was actually going a bit mad, being honest, and that he was having a bit of a nervous breakdown. So because I was like, who are you to tell me about God and whatever? But when he brought God into our home, it was the best thing that ever happened to us. And I got saved in February of 2014, but my son Niall was saved before me. And then my husband found us a church to go to, and we just went from there. And our lives have changed so much. It's been the best thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah. It was very good. Because he was brought up, you said he didn't really believe in God or anything.
He did, but he had fallen out of love with mass. Because a lot of stuff went down in Ireland with the Catholic Church. And a lot of people got really hurt by that. And some people could forgive the priest and still go to mass, and other people couldn't. And my husband was one of those people who couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I did. I still went to mass. Not every Sunday, but I used to go because it used to give me comfort. I just felt, I think it was more tradition than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And looking back now, I don't think I ever really listened to anything. Do you know, it was just, you said prayers and that was it. But I always knew God was there. And I always prayed to God, and that was, and that, you know, that was good. That was important. So my kids always had God, you know, their prayers at night and their prayers,
Right.
you know.
So the defining moment for you came when you heard the gospel, correct? Like when you realized Jesus came to die for you and you had to put your trust in him.
Absolutely, put my trust in Jesus, and that was that. And that happened. It was like, and then I got down on my knees, and then I just, and like, it's like a weight was lifted off me, because I spent months agonizing over the right thing to do, and then just suddenly it just clicked, and that was it. And I have, you know, now I've grown a lot. Like I had a few different issues at the start that, you know, lots of different things that I just, you know, but in time I just kept reading my Bible, kept reading the word, and the more I read and the more I listened to preaching and the more I went to church and the more I understood everything. Not everything,
Yeah.
but those, you know, those things.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
don't all understand everything even now, but
No.
you're growing more and more. I mean, you're still, it's 2019, so you're what, a 5-year-old baby Christian?
Yeah, and for the first few months, I mean, you know, I remember going to church for the very first time. So my husband was going to church with my eldest son. And then we found this lovely little church in Carrigaline, and we went there. And I remember when I went in first, I cried. I was crying. I could feel all this emotion inside me. And I was like, and I still worried, even though I just didn't know whether, look, this is just another church. But then after a couple of Sundays, and I just all seemed right, and all those, you know, all that emotion. But I knew the day I walked in that I was in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that it was right. So, and then my kids were in school. My kids, you know, they, like, Niall is 15 now, so go back 6 years ago, he was 9. And they were in school, and that was difficult, you know, because they were going to religion class, and so all that we had to go in and speak to the teachers, and then all my friends, and like, you know, in Ireland everybody has a drink, and I was never a big drinker, but I would have a glass of wine. My husband didn't really go to the pub, but he liked a pint, and all these different things, and but all of that came in time, and it's just, our lives have changed so much,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just brilliant. Yeah.
So you guys are lucky because you actually have an IFB church
Yes.
in Ireland that was started by missionaries. Is that correct?
Yeah, our pastor's name is Craig Ledbetter, Pastor Ledbetter, and his wife Nita. So they are based in Cork,
Mm-hmm.
and they came over with their children, and they started church 25 years ago now, in June. So we're very lucky that we have a church 45 minutes away from us. So
Yeah, that's really good. So let's talk a little bit about Ireland now, and just kind of some of the things, like being a Christian in Ireland. I'm assuming that the predominant religion is Catholicism, correct? Is it?
Yeah.
And then isn't there Protestants as well?
Yeah, because the English invaded Ireland back in, I don't know, I should know my history, but I forget. So basically all of Ireland was split. So Southern Ireland, 26 counties, and then the top, the 6, which is Northern Ireland. So Northern Ireland would have been predominantly Protestant. Excuse me. And there's Protestants down south as well. So they're both really the religions, but mostly Catholics.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your question?
Just how has it, we've seen it devolving, you know, we know because we're friends with you guys, but give us a few examples of things. I know you wrote them down, things that have come in the last few years.
So say divorce came in 95. And that was huge because that was the first that came in. And then in 2015, we had the equality referendum, the gay marriage came in. And then last year, abortion came in. So in the last 20 years, we joined the EU back in 73, I think. And in the last 20 years, especially, Ireland has changed so much. Like I can remember my first pay packet, I bought my mom a microwave. And, you know, it like, and we have come so far with regards to gadgets and cars, and everybody has 2 cars, but it's all happened so quickly. It's in the last 20 years. But with regards to divorce, abortion, everything else, like that has it's just changed country as a whole. I think the morals, I mean, it's a beautiful country and the people are so friendly and they're lovely, but I just think slowly but slowly but surely, we're losing bits of us all the time.
Yeah, I remember when my husband visited, he said that the people were super friendly. Like even when he would knock on the door and they would turn him away, they'd just be super nice about it. You know,
yeah,
in
they
America,
nearly apologize.
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
In America, they're more so like, get out of here, scram. I don't want to hear it. You know.
Yeah. Even though I think the Americans are so polite.
But,
You know, have a nice day. They mean have a nice day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or like even packing your bag at the shop, or nobody's in a rush. Everybody's. I do think they are very polite. But I just think, I don't know, Ireland has definitely changed in the last rapidly in the last 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
and that
And you
worries
said
me.
people they're more just comfortable, correct? Like they don't really need much, so they're just kind of more comfortable in their lifestyle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like, you know, a lot of the times before, Dad would have worked, Mom stayed home. Whereas now a lot of both parents work, and yeah, people, it's just materialistic things. People, it's more about materialistic things, and I don't want to paint it in a really bad light either. But like, it's more materialistic. Whereas like, I know when we were being brought up, and my mom stayed at home, and you know, you'd knock into the neighbor for a cup of tea, you left your door open, you know, it was on the latch or whatever. Whereas now you lock your doors, you know, things like that. It's just changed a lot.
Yeah. So let's talk about different cultural things. So let's go into the food. What's different about the food in Ireland versus the food in America? Now you've been here.
It took me 2 hours to do my groceries on Friday. Yeah. So, yeah, like even some of the things that some of the foods that your foods are called just are slightly different. Even when I said to you, because I have an Instagram account and it's all food. Morgan will know that. We were laughing about it yesterday,
Yes.
and because I follow a certain type of program for myself, because I lost a lot of weight. I lost 4.5 stone, you know, a couple of years ago. So I like to eat healthy. But I was talking to you about mince one day, and you were like, "What's mince?"
Yeah,
so
I didn't know what mince
yeah,
was.
mince is ground beef. So even small things like that. But yeah, like I suppose having made the stew today, I found a butcher's. I went and got the meat cut. I found potatoes and carrots and all that. So that was quite, and I had to ask the lady in the shop. But I found everything I needed, and it tasted quite the same as what I would cook at home.
What about fast food? Do you think that fast food is more predominantly American?
Yeah. And the size of the portions. I mean, the first time I was here, I ordered pancakes, and I got hash browns and bacon and eggs and pancakes, and then I think there was French toast. You know, so, and the portions, everything is bigger, I have to say.
Yes, my husband did say that he was trying to find he was trying to find Dr. Pepper in Ireland and couldn't.
No. We did find it, and we found it when he went home. But yeah, and like, you know, I think but then it's very accessible here. It's getting more accessible at home, I will say, but it's very accessible here. I mean, every block nearly has a Taco Bell or whatever, and they're all the same in each town that you go to. Because last year when we were here, we did quite a bit of traveling, and you know, the same chains are all over the place. But yeah, we would have been quite a healthy nation, but you can see, and in the line that I'm in at the moment, in the work that I'm in, you can see that the population is getting bigger at home too.
Yeah, but
especially
they are bigger in America, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Yeah,
they are. And I know, like for us, especially in a pastor's family, when you get super busy, like Sundays are just horrible eating days for us because it's like fast food. You know, yesterday it was Taco Bell.
Donuts.
Yes, and donuts every Sunday at church. I don't eat a donut every Sunday. I try not to.
No, and a donut every now and again isn't a problem either. You know, either is Taco Bell every now and again isn't a problem either. But for me, before, it was more the wrong foods. You know, it's not the amount of food that I eat, because I love my food. I do like food, and you saw me tonight. I had a second helping of the stew. You know, I didn't just have one. So it's just that I'm very passionate about fresh food and meat and veg and potatoes and fruit and things like that.
Right.
And while we might think they're more expensive, sometimes it's actually not.
So talk about when you first decided that you wanted to lose weight. Did you say you had battled with weight your whole life?
Yeah, I used to be an Irish dancer donkeys ago, a long, long time ago. And then I got asthma. So the dust was rising from the floor, and I had to give up. my grandmother would have been a dancing teacher. It was in our family. But anyway, so I would have been very, I suppose, athletic, if you like it. And then as a child, I started to put on weight from the age of about 12. So potatoes and butter and gravy and, butter with your potato and then your gravy. So, yeah, and then I lost weight, in my teens and, and then I met my husband and we got married and then I had 2 boys, but I never lost. Like when people say eat for 2, I did. And 3. And then I put on weight after Niall and then I never really lost it. And then I put on weight again after Oisín. And I remember being in the garden one day and I really got upset. I couldn't even play with the kids, but I was out of breath. And I said, that's it. I've had enough. So then I decided to do something. And I joined Slimming World actually. And it was fantastic because I had done all the diets. I had done Weight Watchers, Unislim, shakes, bars, believe it or not. I don't even like milk. And you've got, that when you're drinking something and you're like, that it's not right. So, and I love to cook as well. So I found something that worked for me. And that's what I did. And I joined and I stuck at it and I've kept it off. And Oisín is 10 now. So I suppose I lost 4.5 stone since 2015 and I've kept it off.
Okay, so
bar a few pounds here and there.
Right. So for 4 years, that's pretty good. So a stone is 14 pounds.
Sorry, yeah.
Stone
is 14
What did
pounds.
you say? 56 pounds then?
56.
When did we cut it?
Maybe 60. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, right around 56, 60. I need to lose. I would love to lose my baby weight, which is I'd be good at 30 pounds. So 2 stone. So 2 stone, but it's similar to the program that she did. It's similar to Weight Watchers, but not exactly because they have like free foods and things like
foods.
that.
So we have free foods, we have healthy extras, and we have SINs, which are like synergies that bind foods together. But the free food is great because if you have a big appetite or a small appetite, you can go to free food. You know what I mean? So it's not like you have to eat this, this, and this. You can't have this. You can have everything, but you just choose what you like, and I choose what I like, and I think that's why it works because nobody told me I had to eat certain types of foods.
Yep.
So
like tonight she made an Irish stew and it was, you're right, Jessica, it was super yummy. And it was like little cut up chunks of beef and carrot, and then she made mashed potatoes with, was there like parsley or something in it?
There's parsley and loads of herbs. Now I did put some fresh cream into the mashed potato.
Okay.
But like if I was at home I wouldn't do that. I just mash them. But like for the actual the beef, I just got the butcher to cut all the fat off. So then it's called a free food.
Okay.
So, and then all your veg is free, your potatoes are free. And then I just flavor it with beef stock, garlic, parsley, and some of that A1 sauce that your husband introduced me to.
Yeah.
You could use mustard powder, all your fresh herbs, so it's really good food. And then that's it.
So pretty much it's, you do allow, there are some carbs allowed though, correct? It's just, but like healthy carbs. So I know you eat granola most every morning.
Yeah, so there's certain types of, we call them healthy bees. So you can have, they have enough fiber in them. They have to have enough fiber to be a healthy bee. So say for me, I would choose granola. Some people, do you have Weetabix here? Biscuits, Weetabix?
Weetabix?
See, there's one. I don't because my husband loves that and he couldn't find it.
Weetabix.
Say they're like biscuits made out of wheat and you add milk to them.
Like mini wheats?
Yeah, but they'd be bigger. They'd be like this.
Oh, well, they used to have like the mini, they used to have, what was it called? Not mini wheats. They used to have the big ones where it'd come in like a paper package.
Yeah.
And then you would,
them.
and then you'd put it in bowl and it's like the shredded wheat.
Yeah.
Like,
so the beauty of that is if you have, so say the granola that I like is sugar free. I couldn't find the exact one here, but I found the Naked Bear, which is 45% less sugar. And I always watch as well because I don't like things with aspartame in it. So I try to eat, you know, just because I don't eat sugar doesn't mean I eat sweetener. I don't.
Yeah.
So, and then, but even though you might have a tiny little bit of granola, I power that up with fruit. So I'd have banana, apple, raspberry, strawberries, and then fat-free yogurt. I put cinnamon in and so that, you know, you're eating a lot of food. Oh, someone has here shredded wheat. It's not shredded wheat, but it tastes similar.
And it's like in a square.
Yeah.
My mom used to get that when we were younger. I can't remember if I've seen that anywhere. It would like, came in a cereal box, but in paper packages. So
Yeah, aspartame is awful for your body. It's I don't touch it. I don't like diet
do you
drinks
like
either.
do stevia or any of those?
No.
Nothing. No false sweetener.
No, I use, if I want to sweeten something, it would be maple syrup. Like as in if I want to get a flavor, it's maple syrup, or I just get the flavor from the fruit.
Mm-hmm.
If I was going to use sugar, I would use sugar,
Mm-hmm.
proper sugar.
Honey,
yeah.
and then you
honey.
would just have to count it.
So
Correct,
basically,
for
a level teaspoon of sugar is 1 sin, and a level teaspoon of honey is 1 sin.
Okay.
You get 5 to 15 per day, and that's how it works.
Okay.
Yeah. Fish, I love fish. I love vegetables. I love anything. I'm very lucky that way. Except sushi. I'm not. Yeah.
I've never tried sushi, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. So explain how you do your carbs versus the free foods. Do you try to just fill up mainly in free foods
Yeah.
at meals?
So like, potatoes are free. Pasta is free. Rice is free. So they're all free.
Pasta is free?
Mm-hmm.
Pasta is free.
Mm-hmm. But the one thing about the program that I do is, on your plate, if you have some pasta and some meat, then you have 1/3 either fruit or veg.
Okay.
Because the fruit or veg is lower in calories than the rest of the food, and even though it's all free, it speeds your weight loss up. So like all that's very technical at the start, but then after a while it's just like meat, veg, and yeah. I couldn't believe when pasta was free, because I know when I used to do Weight Watchers years ago, I used to have to count the pasta, and I couldn't live like that. So, and then after a while, you naturally reduce your appetite naturally reduces anyway, because you get used to. Yeah.
So basically, like all things like candy, ice cream, empty calories, donuts, that's kind of a no-go.
Sins, yeah. And I mean, you get 5 to 15 sins a day, so a donut would probably be, I'd say, I know the ring ones can be like 15.
Oh.
But the ones yesterday, 40.
40 sins.
Like, think of the amount of sugar.
Yes.
Yeah. But
they were,
you know what?
they were huge.
They were huge, yeah. But if you want a donut, you're nearly better off to have it, a donut, and then just get over it. Because it's the guilt that comes with it as well, I think.
So how long did it take you from start to finish? You said you kept it up. How long did it take you to actually lose?
Over a year, I would say.
Was it over a year?
Yeah.
Okay, so slow and steady.
Slow and steady, but I know people that have lost stones really quickly. Like one guy lost 7 stone in a year.
Wow.
I have another girl who lost 8 stone in 2 years. So like it's more your attitude to a healthy lifestyle, I like to call it, rather than a diet. It's a healthy lifestyle, and that's what I love about it. Plus I have my husband and my 2 boys, so I'm not eating rabbit food at one end of the table. Well, she's on a diet again, which is what I used to do every Monday.
Yes.
We're all eating the same thing.
Yeah.
You know. So and like you can make a pasta salad or a rice salad, or you can chop up potatoes and stir fry them with nice spices and add in stuff for lunch. So you're not necessarily having the sandwich, because I've already had my granola in the morning. So if I was going to have my sandwich, then I'd have to thin the bread. So it's all like, but it's just a way of life now. So
how many sins per slice of bread if you use like the lower calorie?
So say your lower calorie wholemeal bread, if you hadn't had, you can have 2 slices of that as your healthy beef. But if you've already had cereal in the morning, then you'd sin that, and it would be 6 sins for 2 slices of bread.
Okay.
So you can see how the sins start to add up. So that's why I focus all on free food, veg, meat, fish. Because I know you said in Weight Watchers, meat isn't free.
The ground beef, I believe, is not.
Ground beef isn't either in our plan unless it's 4% fat or less. And I actually found 4% ground beef in Jewel today.
Oh, okay.
It's on the label, 4% fat.
So then that would be free.
That's free.
I think on Weight Watchers, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's like turkey and chicken and eggs, and then all fruits, pretty much. I don't know if bananas are.
Bananas are free and slim and mild.
You might have to count bananas on Weight Watchers. And then like potatoes are not free on Weight Watchers. Free. Pasta is not free. I'm really surprised pasta is.
Rice is free. Noodles.
Yeah, rice. I don't think it's free.
Do you have quinoa?
Yes.
Yeah, that's free. So all of those are free. And I'm always thinking of more fiber. So if you have a slow digestive system and you want more fiber, obviously you can go for the whole meal. But white pasta is free too.
So it doesn't even have to be whole wheat.
No.
It can be, wow. That would be nice, because I always have a hard time giving up spaghetti.
You don't
when
have
I'm
to give up
doing
anything.
keto
See,
and all that.
Yeah, if you give up something, then you're on a diet.
Yeah.
And you can't last. And I know all these things are really, really good. And believe me, I've tried loads of stuff. You know, I said to you, I had shakes. I did bars with a friend, my friend Ellen. We did everything together, and none of them worked. So I think, you know, you don't have to give up anything. You just everything in moderation, and a variety is good too. Yeah,
that would be easier to do. I know
you can do it online in America.
Yes,
you can.
And Sky is Angel, and what is the Angel Eye Sky? She's on here, and she is doing keto right now. And I've done keto, I've dabbled in it, but once again, it's so restrictive. You know, because it's pretty much just all low carb. So you can only have I think you're supposed to keep it when you're breastfeeding under 50 carbs a day, and that's really hard because that's like it's like all protein, all high fat foods, and
you see the beauty of Slimming World is you can eat as much as you want until you're full. Okay, so that's very important for somebody who's very overweight because they need that security. Because if you have to tell somebody you can't have that anymore, what do they want to do? They want to have it, and or if you say, you know, you can only have a certain amount, and that's not going to keep them full, and all those fears that people have. Whereas when they know that no matter what, anytime day or night, there's a free food there, like even ham. You know, no matter when you're hungry, you can go and get some ham or whatever. So, yeah, I it works for me, and it works for an awful lot of people that I know.
Hey, can you explain free food? Go over. Someone asked about free food. Can you explain exactly all the free foods that there are on the plan that you follow?
Yeah, so you have rice, grains, and pasta. You have veg. You have fruit, meat, fish, beans, peas, and lentils. And then there's some dairy products, so like fat-free, natural, plain yogurt. Pork, have you ever heard of that? Pork. It's a semi-skimmed soft cheese.
I think Mrs. Anderson just did a video on that, and I was like, what is it? I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
But is it like QUARK? Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, she just did a video about how to make it.
And the key is as well, if you know the foods that are protein, so quark is a protein food, so that's going to fill you up.
Easy German quark.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's funny.
So quark is great too, because you can make sauces free as well. Like if you want to make a mushroom sauce, you can fry off your mushrooms in just their own juices, add in garlic and whatever, take off the heat, and then add in some quark. And you get a lovely creamy sauce. So you start to experiment with stuff. But like all the basic things you need are in the free food. You know, the ones I just called out. So yeah.
And so then everything that you made for dinner tonight, obviously not the cake, but everything would have been free with the exception of a little bit of whipping cream.
In the potatoes. Yeah.
And
I wouldn't do that at home for myself. I was just, you know, making them nice and fancy because, you know, I was bringing dinner.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and as well, the sauce that I used was like beef stock, and the beef was really good. So you had the flavor of the beef, and I threw in some garlic and onion, salt, and parsley, and whatever else was in the press. They're all free. So, and then I just cooked it with the carrot and the onion, and just let it go, reduce down with that A1 sauce. There would be sins in that, but the bit that I used in the pot,
right?
Really much.
Yeah, because it'd be so little. How about you, ladies? Have you done weight loss programs in the past? And have they worked for you? What have you found to work? I know, Guy Jasker, you're doing the keto right now, and she's losing weight on this, so she's lost like 20 pounds. But I'm telling you, I did it for 2 weeks with no cheating, and I lost like 2 pounds.
Yeah, like my first.
And I was like starving the whole time.
Yeah. So then you're not going to stick to it.
No, because it's so hard. And like everywhere you go, you have to just get like a salad or like burgers, no bun or something.
Yeah.
You know.
And you know, Slimming World's a little bit like that as well, but like you can get a small, you know, the small burger bun would probably be about 9 cents.
Wow.
So like but then you could get steak and a jacket potato with loads of salad or loads of veg. And like when I'm out now, I don't fuss anymore as much as I used to before. I'd be like, oh, if somebody asked me to go out, I'd be like, oh, I can't, I'm on a diet. Whereas not anymore, because I can choose. Even yesterday when we were in Taco Bell, I just got the Chipotle, was it, or something,
the protein in a wrap. Bowl?
No, I'm sorry, I didn't see that because I didn't know
the protein bowl.
The protein bowl, that would have been delicious.
Yeah,
there was rice and beans
Yeah.
And was there mince in it?
Steak or
Steak.
chicken. Mhm.
Yeah, so I probably would have gone for the chicken because I wouldn't have been sure about the steak. But there would have been loads of protein and would fill you, but you also are having something really good,
Yes.
even though you're in a takeaway, you know.
So you got something in a burrito, so then you just have to count what the tortilla is or whatever.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, correct. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, yesterday I wasn't counting anything because of the donuts, but anyway, it was just one of those days, and I'm on my holidays.
Yes, you're on holiday, so. So someone said, I tried Weight Watchers and hated it. Keto has worked on and off for me, but I'm starting to slow down and I'm craving carbs so much.
Slimming World is actually online in America.
Mhm.
I'm not sure. So with Slimming World, you go and you weigh in every week, but then you go to group. You have a group chat as well, which is
Mhm.
really good because you make loads of friends and everybody's talking about the week ahead and all that. So online, they did it online in America. I know that for sure.
Mhm.
So you can join online and you can weigh in. Obviously, there's not a group to go to, but you can do it all online, and you get access to the plan and everything.
Did this originate in Ireland?
No, it's English. It's
Oh.
actually 50 years on the go this year.
Okay.
It's only in Ireland about 7 years, and it's just
Oh.
everywhere now.
Okay.
It's in Cyprus as well, I think. So
I wonder where Weight Watchers did. Weight Watchers originated here, correct?
I
In
think
the
so. I think so. And it's
They
in
did.
England years as well, and in
Mhm.
Ireland for years. For a long time, it was just Weight Watchers, but their
Yeah.
plan changed every year. That was the one thing
It
that
still
bugged
does
me.
change every year.
It bugged me because I thought, well, if it works, just do the
Mhm.
same thing. But no, their plan changed every year, whereas Slimming World is the same 50 years.
Right. So let's see some of the other questions. The only thing I miss is corn tortillas. Yeah, Sky, that's really great that you've lost 20 pounds doing that. I'm wondering too if since I'm nursing right now, usually I've had no problems losing while I'm nursing, but it's almost like my body is like hanging on to it more this time. Maybe it's my age. I don't know. Having a baby at 38, I don't know.
But wait, if you were with Slimming World, you'd get extra healthy extras
Mm-hmm.
because you're
'cause
breastfeeding.
I'm
You'd get
breastfeeding.
extra milk, extra cheese.
Mm-hmm.
We got healthy extras for cheese and milk and all that as well. So which I love because I love cheese. So but you weigh it. So your free food is unlimited until you're full. Your healthy extras you weigh and measure,
Mm-hmm.
and then your sins you count. But they decrease in the amount you can have.
Right.
So
And you don't exercise, do you? You lost this weight just by dieting?
I used to spin like there was no tomorrow, and all it gave me was a bad back. Because as I said to you yesterday, you can't outrun your mouth.
Yes.
So if you're not right on the food and you're exercising all the time, the weight will never come off. But it is very important to do both for your well-being, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I walk
Mm-hmm.
and all that, but I didn't join a gym. I didn't run the roads. I didn't do any of that. I just I go for a walk or whatever, and I'm busy anyway with the boys. So
Mm-hmm. Now so if you guys have any other questions, go ahead, and I'm going to shift to, since you mentioned the boys, I'm going to shift. What is the, they are in is it considered government school?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
in school.
So how are the schools over there? Do you guys ever have like school shootings? Do you have violence in the school? Do you have anything like that?
No.
So that's related to America.
Yeah, no. There's never been any school shootings.
Never, ever?
No.
Wow.
Not that I'm aware
Are
of.
you allowed guns over there?
No.
No.
No, the police don't even carry guns.
Really?
There would be a special branch that would carry guns, I'm sure, but yeah, no.
They don't even carry guns. How do they enforce the law?
Well, there you go. And like, I mean, up to go back 30 years ago, 40 years ago, you might have heard of one murder once a year, whereas now every second day people are killing each other.
Really? I wondered how the crime was too.
Yeah.
Ireland's a relatively small country, isn't it?
It's just an island.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be from the bottom to the top in about 7 or 8 hours.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
You could do that. So is it like the size of Illinois?
Yeah.
That's about what
much.
Illinois is.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So it's pretty
I mean,
small.
the States is huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's what I love, that you can drive anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it did take 24, 36 hours, you can drive there. We would have to get a plane to get out of, or a boat to get out of the country. So, yeah.
So now, do you feel like they have as much indoctrination there as they do in the States when it comes to, I don't know, just even the perversion stuff? Like now in America, They're getting ready to start teaching LGBTQ
Same.
history. They are doing the same
They're
in
talking
Ireland.
about the same in Ireland, yeah. Which I think, you know, like I like the fact that I talk to my boys about what I want to talk to them about. I'm lucky that my boys have gone past that stage now.
Mm-hmm.
So my eldest is in secondary school and my youngest is moving to another school for 2 years, private school. Then he'll go into secondary school. But they've gone past sort of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oisín, not so much, pretty much sexual education, which they do have in schools.
Mhm.
But it's pretty okay at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But what they're planning to bring in horrifies me.
Yeah. So it is the same across the world.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys have questions about Ireland, be sure to ask. Amber asked, what is the prettiest area in Ireland you have been?
Well, I'm a Clare girl originally, so Clare is beautiful. The West is beautiful. And we brought your husband down to Kerry
Mm-hmm.
when he stayed. I live in Cork. Neither my husband and I are from Cork. We just ended up there. But it's all beautiful, I have to say. But down the Kerry Mountains, beautiful. Then you've got the cliffs of Moher in Clare. The landscape is just beautiful. The only thing that lets it down is the weather.
Yeah.
You can't be sure that it's not going to rain. So
it is raining a lot.
it rains a lot, yeah. Now we have good weather this summer-ish. You know, I mean, I could plan to take my kids to the beach next week and then I might wake up and it's raining,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
But it's a lot cooler there because they went soloing here yesterday and the heat index was like 100. And Brother Clive was just like dying when he got back. He was like, oh, he could barely breathe.
It's the humidity
So,
here.
yes,
Yeah.
it's very humid here.
Whereas it's very damp at home,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Yeah, we get a lot of rain, but then we don't get the cold winters that you guys get either,
Mm-hmm.
which is good.
And what is the lowest it really gets to? And it's you do everything in Celsius,
Yeah.
which we do Fahrenheit.
So, and I'm not good there. Like 0, might go a bit below. One year we had it really, really cold. To us, it was like -7. So what would that be for you? Like -30
Oh,
something?
yeah.
Is it?
Was it
No.
that cold?
No. Okay, so when you're in the 90s yesterday, we were in the 70s,
Oh, okay.
60s, 70s. Yeah.
So if it was negative, then it would have been like in the 20s.
Yeah.
Like if it was -3, it would have been like, okay.
Yeah.
So is that where Kerrygold butter comes from?
Yes, yes, and I found it in the shop on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So it
delicious.
does come from over there? That's funny.
That's real butter. And
Oh,
that is
that's
really
funny.
high in sins too.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Butter
like
is?
one level teaspoon is 2.5 sins.
Ugh.
But I would spend on that because I love it.
So when things in the store, because I know Aldi has a brand too, it says pure Irish butter.
Yeah, that would be.
So what is the difference? What makes it so good? I'm wondering. And it really comes from
It's the
Ireland?
cream, I would
Ireland's
say.
known for their butter?
Yeah. You know by the cutter, if it's yellow, it's
Mhm.
really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to be really yellow, it has to be.
Yeah,
really
you know
good, it
that
has to be really
yellowy.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like the yolk of an egg. If it's really yellow, then you know it's
Yeah.
really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Ireland's pretty much known. Well, I know they're known for their drinking. Obviously, everyone is a drinker there.
Drinking. And plus their food. So the beef is really good. Really good beef. And then farming as well. A lot of farming and a lot of fish. Because we're an island.
So that was my other question. You are an island. What is the main source of income over there? Would it be the farming and the fish and all that?
It used to be.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but now a lot of American companies have come over, like Intel. You heard of Intel?
Yes.
Pharmaceutical companies. So in the county that I live in, pharmaceutical is huge.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be the main source of employment down there. Yeah.
Pharmaceutical. I wonder why they're going to Ireland.
So I think it's because it's a very low tax business. Corporation tax is very low.
Mm-hmm.
And because we're part of Europe, that has been a bone of contention for a long time in Europe about the low rate of corporation tax. And it attracts a lot of American companies. So, and computer companies too, like Dell, they're American, aren't they?
I think so.
Yeah, Hewlett Packard,
Mm-hmm.
all those companies.
Yep.
So I know the county that my husband is from, Intel would have built there and taken over half of Leixlip. So yeah.
Well, and they also use euros because they are part of Europe, so that's their source of money.
That came in 2001, just before we got married, because we used to have the Irish punt, but changed then to the euros.
Mm-hmm. And so now it's the euro is a little bit more valued than the American
Yeah.
dollar. Is that it?
But I remember when my husband and I, we went to America, say in '97, and then we went to Canada just on holiday, and we could get twice the amount of euros and dollars.
Mm-hmm.
So say if I had £1 at the time, I could have got $2, and it was just brilliant. We thought we were mega rich. Whereas now, when you buy dollars, it was like 1.12, so it's not a lot.
Okay,
Yeah.
so back to the government school. You guys have the same setup as we do as far as you talked about secondary school. Would that be considered American high school?
Yeah.
Okay. So it goes up through the 12 years then?
Yeah, so like Niall would be 18 roughly. So they do juniors, seniors, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and then they do 5 years in secondary school. So that's about 13 years.
Okay, that's exactly what it is here. So you have the 12 years and then the year of kindergarten. So then do they go, is college a big deal there?
Oh yeah, everybody goes to college. But my eldest son told us he doesn't want to, and his dad is delighted. He wants to get a trade first and then go to college.
Yeah. Yeah, I think trade is the way to go. That's what we're looking into
because
too.
Everybody wants to go to college nowadays, and you need good electricians. And he did make me laugh when he said he wanted to be a plumber. He doesn't like getting his hands wet. He doesn't like the rain.
That?
Yeah. Can you imagine Niall? No, nor me.
Maybe a Sheen, but
I
don't know about Niall.
So, but he's doing metalwork in school, and he loves it, and he's really good at it, and he wants to go down and start the engineering route. That's what he thinks. He's 15.
Right.
Yeah. So
Amber asked if Americans have an accent to you.
Yes. Oh, thank you. She said my accent's so pretty.
Yes.
I think I sound terrible.
No, so, I love listening to you talk.
I know your husband makes my husband read in church, so they can laugh at him. Yeah. But
your husband has more thick of an accent than you. Sometimes I can always understand what you're saying, but sometimes with him I have to really listen closely.
So Clive's from not too far from Dublin, which is on the east coast, and then I'm from Clare, which is on the west coast. So, but then again, I've lived in Dublin and then Cork and Clare, so I'm sort of an all-rounder, whereas my husband...
So are there different types of accents?
Yeah.
And in Irish, you got like your, what is it? Like, are you more refined? No?
Yeah, I think because my son Oisín was born in Cork. My son Niall was born in Dublin. And Niall would have a very flat, neutral accent, whereas Oisín would sing. Do you ever hear Oisín when he speaks? He's like, Mom. Yeah. Whereas Niall would say, Mom. So that's where the difference comes in. But my brother slags me all the time. He said I have the Cork accent now. So.
Cork accent.
Yeah.
That's funny. Oh. Someone asked, do laws allow homeschooling over there?
Yes, you can homeschool. And I did think about it, but I just think we had come so far into a system. And I have some regrets, that my kids were in the school system, but then in other ways I don't. It's hard to explain, but yeah, you can. I have friends in the church where I go and they homeschool.
Okay, so they don't prohibit it?
No.
Okay, because I think, is it not allowed in Germany?
Somebody did say that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's allowed in Germany. I know it's really, really difficult to homeschool over there. And then, do you own a farm or anything like that?
No, my neighbors have chickens. My husband would have been familiar with farming, and my mom would have grown up on a farm, but no, I don't own a farm. We do live in the country though.
I want to see your house someday.
Yeah.
So Amber said, is same-sex marriage allowed in Ireland?
Yeah, it came in 2015. So
took a long time. When did it even come in America? I can't even remember. Does anyone know when it was actually passed where it was allowed in America?
I think we're the first country in Europe.
Were you the first country in Europe? Is it allowed everywhere now in Europe? I'm not even.
I don't think so.
Down all these
I don't think so.
Really?
The civil partnerships, but I think the actual marriage.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually shocked. Not even so much about the same-sex marriage, but just how long it took for abortion to be legal. So if a woman wanted to have, you had no abortion at all up until last year.
People went to the UK.
Okay. So there was, obviously, there's always going to be somewhere to go for an abortion if they really want one.
But there wasn't in Ireland.
In Ireland, you could not.
It was against the law. But when it came in sort of, for the rights of women. It was very much pro-choice is how they sold it. So I was shocked actually that it came
Yeah,
myself.
I remember your husband, when you guys came last year, it was about to be voted on or
Yeah.
whatever.
And it was huge.
Yes.
It
And
was-
he was like, just pray, this doesn't, but it was like overwhelmingly passed, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And even people of the generation before me, I couldn't believe that they got sucked in.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, I remember having a conversation with somebody one time and he was like, I think I'm going to vote yes because, you know, for the woman and whatever. And I was like, well, where does the baby's choice come in? So there was an awful lot of propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in now, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Someone asked, did you find anything surprising about America when you came?
No, well, I have family who are from New York. So my uncle moved to New York in the 70s, and he married an Irish girl, actually, who passed away just in January. So my cousins were born in America. So we would have been used to them coming to Ireland on holidays and all that.
Right.
I first went to America. I brought my mom in 1997. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always loved it. And if I could live here, I would.
We're
So if
trying to get
anyone's
them over
listening
here.
that can get me a visa, get working.
Yes. We got plans in the works.
Yeah. No, nothing shocked me here. I can't say the people are nicer. Like the people in Ireland are lovely. They're so friendly and that, but I really do. I've said this to you before. I think the Americans are just so polite and so mannerly. Yes, ma'am, and all that, and a lot of that is gone at home.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my husband it was so funny because when he visited, he said people were nicer in Ireland than America.
But then I suppose I'm lucky because I've met you and the girls in your church and that.
Yeah.
So I'm not in hotels or, you know, as in I'm not out and about, you know, I'm just with.
I tend to find in America that people are as friendly as you are to them. You know, there are still some that are just like, I don't want to talk to you, leave me alone, you know, but I always try to strike up conversations with people like the cashier or, you know, and people probably love you because your accent.
Yeah, see?
They probably love talking to you.
Because last year we went up to Kentucky and we went to Indiana and all that, and people were like, what are you doing over here?
Yes.
Yeah. And then as well, I think at home though, in the cities, it's just, and it's going to be like that in cities everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's busy. They're all running. They're all racing.
Well, Chicago's like that.
Yeah. And New York's like that too. I was there in January to visit my aunt. And,
yes.
you know, so like, whereas in Ireland, it's the exact same thing, but I live in a country village, just outside a village, and they're lovely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, in the local shop, you go down to get a loaf of bread and you're there for 20 minutes.
That's cool.
You know,
so is it like John Wayne's Quiet Man?
Nearly.
Is it?
Nearly. We're not so, yeah, it's come a long way since then, but like the village that I live in, there's always a pub anyway in every village.
Yes.
There's a Catholic church.
Mm-hmm.
There was a post office, but that's not there anymore. It's in the next town, and there's a shop. So you know, in the school, and that's pretty much it. It's very much farming in that village, and a lot of people travel into the city because I'm only about 20 minutes from Cork City.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, Sky said, I think the accent has a lot to do with why people are super friendly. It probably does.
Yeah.
They're probably like, oh.
It's probably because I'm just a little bit different. And then my husband says, because if I pass people out and I'm saying they give me a strange look, and he says, well, stop smiling. I'm always smiling. You know, or if someone's, I'll smile, and I'll always be the one to get the weirdo going over to say hello. And I wonder why.
That's funny. Do you deal with a lot of rude comments for being a Christian in Ireland?
Just people don't mention it to me. It's like people know that we're different now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just saying this to Cassandra at dinner, you know, I don't drink anymore. As I said, I wasn't a big drinker, but I mean, my parents never drank, so drinking wasn't a big culture at home. But like, I don't drink anymore now, and people are like, you don't drink? You know, why don't you drink? As if there's something wrong with you. The fact, like, say if my boys were doing something in church and I was telling somebody in my family, or people wouldn't say, oh, we'll go and see. It's like, you know, somebody said to me before, it sounds like a cult. And I'm like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
So I've had it all, but no, most people just don't care.
Yeah, that was kind of the impression my husband got when he would knock on a door. They would just be like, oh, no, thank you. We're good. We have our religion. We're Catholic. I cannot do an accent, obviously. But
yeah,
we're Catholic. We're good. So it wasn't like they thought it was okay that he was doing what he was doing, but they were good, you know.
Yeah, and and it's one thing that I have to learn to get over. I mean, I'm not ashamed of being a Christian. I love the Lord and I love our life, and I love the fact that our children are now immersed in it, and the people that we've met. But sometimes, like when it comes to soul winning, I get very nervous. I won't speak. So I mean, I go with you and I go with whoever else, and I love that. But no, I would do anything for anyone in the church. I would scrub toilets. I would do anything. But that part of it, it's just because it's not in our culture. It's, you know,
it's
knocking
not,
on doors
right,
at all is
right.
not in our culture. And that, and then again, it brings me back to when I was growing up. There was always Jehovah's and Mormons come to the door. My mother used to just close the door. And she's not a rude woman, but like she was when they came to the door. And it's sort of like that. Because do you remember when we went in the soul winning marathon? I think it was the day before we went out soul winning, and the Jehovah's had been on the street.
Yes.
Just before us,
Uh-huh.
and we didn't have a chance that day.
Yeah.
Because all the doors were shut. Well, that's what it was. That's what I feel it's like at home. Yeah.
Do you feel like I know they did the soul winning marathon over there? For a lot of the people, they were from Ireland. Do you think it's hard for them too? You think it's just your personality? You think the Irish people in general?
No, it's very hard. It is hard, and some people are really good, and you know, but it is hard. It's hard to get people to listen, and I think it's because the country is doing so well.
Yeah.
Do you know? Because I know I've heard testimonies before, and people have been on their knees when they got saved. So they were like either drinking or doing drugs or wherever they were at a low ebb in their lives. We weren't. You know, we were just sailing along, and life was good, and the truth came upon us, if you like. So for a lot of people, they don't need God, and I think it's mixed up in Ireland now because God is associated with the Catholic Church and all the wrong that they did in Ireland.
Right.
So people got very angry, and therefore they got angry at God. So that's where.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Someone asked, do you garden at all?
I do a little bit. Well, sometimes I can't tell the difference between the weeds and the flowers, but my husband is a great gardener, and we have about a third of an acre, and then on the front, there's a lot of gardening to be done, but that's his job.
Do you really? I want to see that. You need to show me pictures.
Yeah.
Is it vegetables? You do vegetables?
We have a polytunnel, so we do strawberries. So it's like a greenhouse.
What did you call it?
Strawberries.
No.
A polytunnel.
A polytunnel?
Yeah. Did you not hear that before? No. Okay. Now I'm a real farmer.
A polytunnel.
Yeah, so it's like a tunnel, but it's covered in green, and it's really hot.
Oh.
So you can grow tomatoes, as we would say. You can grow herbs, and we do strawberries. But it got blown down last year in a storm, but still the strawberries grew this year. So yeah, and we have different herbs. We do mint and parsley and things like that. But no, we don't do potatoes. Or my husband did talk about getting chickens at one stage, but I was like, no, thank you.
I want chickens eventually.
Yeah, we've got good neighbors, and when we look after their chickens, we get the eggs. So.
That's good. Yeah, she said she always thinks of green pastures, farming, and sheep.
And it is that.
Oh, Kirsten, this is David Fisher. It's Kirsten.
Yeah.
Her daughter Freya. She wants to know. I'm assuming it's Freya. Wants to know if you have real pearls in your hair.
No, that's a hairband from Primark.
What's Primark?
Pennies.
Oh, pennies.
And there's like little marbles in it. And when I'm having a bad hair day, which I have here because of the humidity.
Yes, I know. My hair's down. I blow dried it today, but it's humid.
Yeah.
So yeah, Freya's cute. She loves to dress in princess dresses.
What age is Freya?
And what is she? 5? Is she 5,
Aww.
Kirsten? No, she's a cutie. But she always notices things like that. She's always like, tell Miss Cassandra I like her earrings. Or tell her I like her shirt. She's cute.
I know, I'm a girly girl. I have 2 boys. So that's why I'd be saying to your girls, oh, that's so pretty. Yeah. They like their fashion, but they're still boys.
Yes. So if anyone has any other questions, we're just about to wrap it up. See, I told you it's almost been an hour. Wow. Quick, didn't
I
it?
can't talk.
I told her, she's like, I don't know. I said, if we go over an hour, she's like, oh, we won't.
Yeah.
We won't go over an hour, but it goes pretty fast when you're talking. So that's just some stuff I wanted to have her on here. We were going to try, I wanted to try to get her on, but with Ireland is
6 hours ahead.
Hours ahead. And so it would have been like 2 a.m. her time, something like that. So I knew that wouldn't work. So yeah, she's 5.
Oh,
she's a cutie. Okay, so we're going to do a giveaway for one of the Gently Led Sisters shirts, and I'm going to give you one of those while you're here. Don't forget. Okay, so this is going to be something of the question. Oh yeah, let's do that one. Okay, so what year did she say? Oh, we just got another question. We'll answer that after we do this. Okay, so what year did she say that the Equality Marriage is that what it called? Equality Marriage Act?
Yeah. Gay
marriage. What year did that come in to Ireland? As everyone Googles it. And this is for the giveaway for the shirt. What year did she say that gay marriage came in Ireland? Oh, they got it. Yep.
Oh.
Darling Day. Darling Day got it. 2015. Very good. Good memory. Morgan, you were right after her. Morgan, you come to my church. I'm gonna give you a shirt in person. You don't need to get away. I need to remember to give Morgan and Carrie one, and you now. So yeah, 2015. Okay, so JV asked, America is known as a melting pot. Have you interacted with other cultures? Is Ireland diverse? That's a good question. Are you guys predominantly European, whites?
We were. Yeah. But there's a lot of other cultures in now. We have a lot of Africans. We have a lot of Nigerians. A lot of Chinese. Yeah, it's very diverse.
Is it?
And then because of Europe as well, at the moment, a lot of Syrians coming into Europe and coming in across, Muslims. Yeah, so it is pretty diverse now. There was a time where if you saw a colour person or black person, you would have been, oh, you know, but now
because it was such a rarity.
Such a rarity, yeah. We've got loads of lovely different cultures in our church too.
Yep. And Sky asked us in the year it was legal for the Sticks to get married here. I don't know. I forget when it happens. Okay. What's one thing you admire about Cassandra? And Cassandra, what do you admire about Fiona?
Cassandra is, well, first of all, she is so funny.
When I met Cassandra, I did not think I'm funny.
When I met Cassandra first, you were just so you just came out. See, I'm a real hugger. She's not.
No,
she is now though. But I just think she behind every great man is a great woman, and she is a great woman for her husband. And those kids that you have are just the most beautiful kids. Our kids.
Oh, thanks.
Her kids and our kids are just like this.
Oh yes.
My two will cry, and I mean that when we're going home.
Yes, they will.
Yeah, but a great mom. Yeah, a great mom, and has been very, very good to me. Because you know when you're a first, what you call it, generation Christian, you have a lot of self-doubt about yourself as well. And then because I'm learning all the time, and my husband is just amazing. He amazes me all the time. The amount of knowledge that he has for a guy who's only saved since 2013. He does. He has so. And obviously he doesn't know everything, but he's learning all the time as well. But for me, so I don't have a lot of Christians around me. So I just admire the fact that I know if I needed to ask anything, I could ask Cassandra. So anyway, there you go.
The thing I love about Fiona and their whole family is they're super close knit, which I think is really good because you know now you have so many electronics and American families just drifting further and further apart, and you guys are super close knit, but also you're just down to earth and real. Like I said, as soon as you guys walked in, we were like, okay, we're like kindred spirits. Yeah. You know how that is. And then
I think that's important, I think.
Yes, just kindred spirits. And then you don't have a lot of the support system in Ireland that we do. And I think we can take it for granted a lot. So it's a lot harder to stand up for what you believe in a country that is dark. And, you know, you don't have a big system of believers. So the ones of you that are spoiled because you're in a church with like-minded believers, you know, count yourself very, very blessed because that is very rare. And we're becoming smaller and smaller, like your husband was talking about tonight. You know, we're becoming smaller and smaller. So, you know, consider it a blessing when you have that, definitely. And then you just have a sweet spirit. You can tell when someone's like a good person.
Yeah.
I can anyways. And we just clicked from the first moment you guys walked in. So Kirsten asked, can I ask another question? Do you have an opinion on St. Patrick? Was he saved or Catholic?
I do think so.
You do think
I do think he was saved, yeah. I think history has made up so many different versions and stories, and even St. Patrick's Day in Ireland is a joke now, you know, it's just about drinking and culture, that sort of stuff, rather than, you know, what it was all about. So yeah, I do.
I don't even know anything about St. Patrick, so
He drove all the snakes out of Ireland.
The snakes, like
Yeah.
literal
Yeah, it's
snakes.
supposed to be, yeah. Ask my husband. He knows all about that sort of
He'll
stuff.
have to tell me about St.
Yeah.
Patrick. I've heard of him, obviously, because of St. Patrick's Day, but
Yeah.
I don't know anything about him. So, anyways, ladies, I think that's about it. It's 8:00 exactly. So, thank you for
And
coming
thank
on.
you. Thank you so much.
And it was fun. And I just knew you all would like hearing her accent the whole
I
time.
hope you
so-
understood me.
Yes, I could understand you. You were talking very clearly, I thought. So, I sometimes talk too quickly. So, someone said the first time I made it for the live, and it's right at the end. Sorry. I look forward to watching from the start. And ladies, thank you for joining. We now are over 1,600 subscribers. I was going to tell you that we hit 16. We're at 1,605 right now. So just keep sharing and liking the videos and getting the word out if you think these will help anyone. So, and that's another thing too. This might help a first generation Christian. You know, maybe someone, I know we have people from Canada that watch. I know we have people from Ireland, obviously, and Europe watching. I see it on the little analytics. So I know we have people from different countries watching. So, you know.
Yeah, and just be in the word, you know, and the support comes from that and from your husband and your immediate family. And just keep going. The light shines brighter.
Yep. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.